Hi, and welcome back to Tampa Bay Right Now. I'd like to introduce Catherine McLeod. Catherine spends an average of 4 hours and 200 miles a day driving. She is here to tell her account of accidents involving distracted driving, including her husband's almost fatal accident. Thank you for being here with us today, Catherine.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your story and how distracted driving has impacted your life.
Well, with the amount of miles that I drive, I see distracted driving several times a day. There's not a trip that I take that I don't see something that happens. Last night, on the way home, I was in the left lane and someone was coming onto the expressway, and I guess he dropped something, and he just came straight over into my lane. And thankfully, you know, I had a feeling, you know, as much as I drive, that this wasn't going to work out well. And you know, I slowed down, and he just went right on over, and you know, that was it. And the funny thing, he wasn't even aware that I was there. And it happens constantly. I've seen people put in eye drops. That was last week, and I was at the stage where I was trying to pass as well, and this person kept veering over, and I go, okay, I'll wait, and then veering over, okay, I'll wait, and then when I finally got next to them, it was like, oh great, eye drops. So yeah, it's constant. It really is. And you know, I think that what helps is defensive. You know, you have to drive defensively. And if you drive defensively with everything else that goes around you with this electronic age, then not only do you not have time to text and do all that because you're concentrating, but you can watch out for the other people and save yourself.
Right. So tell us about your husband's story.
He had left to go to the store just to pick up something. He was driving down the road, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, and the phone falls, and I hear him, you know, oh my God, and I'm going, what? And he eventually picks up the phone, and he said, I just nearly got T-boned by a semi. And I said, oh my God, what happened? And he said, I blew the stop sign. And it was because he was talking to me. And 2 lives could have been changed forever. His, obviously, and mine, because I would have been the one talking to him.
Absolutely.
And what really hit home is this is a road that he's been driving since he was a child, for 30-some-odd years since he started driving. He lives on this road. He lives on this road. He drove on this road for 30-some-odd years, and he blew the stop sign that he knew was there.
Right.
Because he was on the phone with me.
So what are some things that you and your husband do now to prevent yourselves from being distracted?
I tell him there's nothing that can't wait. You know, if it were an emergency, he would be off on the side of the road.
Right.
That would be an emergency. But driving, you know, it's not going to be an emergency.
Right.
It can wait. And I would have felt horrible. I don't know how I would have lived with that.
Absolutely. And it happens, like I talked before.
A second,
people
just
every
in
day.
a second. And I think about if people that have been driving for a while, you've been in near accidents. It's just happens.
Sure.
And you put in your mind, what if I were texting when that happened? What if I were texting when that person took my lane?
Right.
What if I were texting when that child or that pet was in the road? So that makes you think.
Yeah, the outcome could be very different.
The outcome could be different.
By the split-second decisions.
Yeah, there was one morning, I live on it's a country road, and there's a lot of fog, and there was a school bus coming at me, and the school bus had just turned on the yellow, not the red lights, the yellow, and this child darted across the street right in front of me. It traumatized me, and I mean, what if I'd been texting?
Absolutely, it gets your heart going, and you realize, you know, how every second counts.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Steve, tell us, what are some resources out there that, you know, people like Catherine, myself, others can go to kind of get some more information?
Encouraging everybody to spread the word. We would encourage people to check out the Florida Highway Patrol website and also the NHTSA website, distraction.gov. And those websites have a lot of critical information for motorists out there, video clips and so forth, that basically to demonstrate and illustrate the problem to people that may not be believing that it's an issue.
Right. And speaking of video clips, we have a powerful PSA to share from the Stop the Text, Stop the Wrecks campaign. Take a look.
Bring this one.
Now I know after seeing that, the first one, the guy's walking through the mall and he, trips and falls. Kind of funny. But that second one really gets you to where, like you said, a split-second decision. It's not only affecting the person in the car, but the people, the pedestrians that may be standing on the side of the road. So with that, are there resources out there for victims of this distracted driving, the people that are affected by this? Is there places that they can go? Do either one of you know?
Well, there's legal resources and, of course, recourse itself when you're the victim of any type of crash, including distraction driving type crashes. Again, point people in the direction of education. Law enforcement can only do so much as far as enforcement is concerned, but education we think is a key element of this issue specifically. That's why we push people to the websites. We have had numerous safety campaigns trying to make a lot of awareness about the matter.
And thanks to all of our guests for joining us today. If you have questions, comments, or would like more information on this topic, you can visit our website at mytvtampabay.com. That's what's happening right now in Tampa Bay. I'm Allison Burns. See you next time. Good night.